Hello there, it's Scotty, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Scotty, and we do play The Sims here, and we have the second part of our Craftman Townhome speed build. As of now, as the time of recording this uh, voiceover, it is on the gallery. So my gallery name is Scottyottyotty, and yeah, just go over there and pick it up if you want to. It replaces the Manzanita Terrace in San Sequoia. It slipped my mind for a second. So it's an empty lot to begin with, so you wouldn't have to replace anything. So I plan on using the roommate system if I play in this household, because yeah, it'll lend itself to that. So we're still working in the first unit on the far left, the deep blue one. We're putting up a little bathroom at the third floor. Well, second floor, because there's like a first floor basement type in every unit here. So we finished the first floor in the last one. So we are doing the bedrooms now, and then we'll do the kind of open basement thing in at the end of this unit. Every unit has just basic white walls, the pure expressions in the pack. Just the basic white walls and a very basic beige carpet. I wanted them to all kind of have like uniformity. Like they're probably all owned by the same person, and it's just easier to make everything uniform. Kind of. Well, the white walls, and then in the middle one, we kind of changed the floors because that's the one with the anime hair. Who's the main character? That one. Because I do plan on playing in this in the future, and putting my sim in the second one, and you'll see what we kind of did with that one. Because this one, we have a idea of who lives there, and in the middle one is actually pretty empty. So we'll get there though. I love this rug that came with high school. That rug is one of the best rugs in the game. Argue with a wall. Oh my god. So high school, it really did come with some really cool stuff for teenagers. So this is like a teen boy room. Um, and we'll see what happens with the other room in this house. But yeah, this room I kind of wondered, like, what would a teen boy be into who just kind of maybe just recently, within like the last couple of weeks or months, moved in with his grandfather, who is concerned with getting him moved in. So I feel like he gave him the license to decorate his room the way he wanted to, because I feel like the teen boy's parents has died. Why am I so morose with this? But yeah, I just feel like his parents have died, and now he's living with grandpa. So grandpa's like, "You want a speaker? Let's go find you one." But he's got his luggage by the foot of the bed because where do I put it? He's a little awkward kind of, but grandpa also bought him a guitar, so he's loosening up. Maybe he's got some exercise equipment in there. If that changes, I put that outside. And but the telescope, hey, I hate that you can't use it in the house. I really do hate that. You can't actually use the telescope in the house. You have to have the telescope outside. So yeah, I'm not changing the wallpapers or anything because again, I feel like this is you would have to pay an extra fee, or you need to pay it back when you move out. It's kind of like real life. So yeah, that's why we just have the simple basic white wall, and I'm just looking for some window dressing for this room. And I think, yeah, the paranormal, those are like my favorite curtains. I use them genuinely all the time. I thought I was going to dress it up a little bit with the city living hangeries. I don't know what to call them. They look like little beaded I wish they looked beaded, but it's like this little hanger curtain kind of thing. That looks kind of cool. So I put one of the blinds from the the kids pack there. I think it's like My First Pets or something. Came with a nice set of blinds. So I put one there so it looked like the window was the other one was raised. And then we kind of go into Grandpa's room. Um, I wanted to. My idea here was to make it masculine, and at any time I ever try to do like quote unquote a masculine decorating, I always end up using browns and blacks. Like I always end up using browns and blacks, but I feel like you can make any color in. I don't. I guess I feel like you could make any color into the masculine style or whatever. If you have a pink plate of meat and cheese, is it any like? I'm kidding. Yes, but I'm kidding. I found that hat and I had to put it in the kids' room, and I realized I didn't really clutter this the way or the dresser. And then also I realized this bathroom is a little lacking, and I wanted to, maybe, it's all like, it's kind of like meager in the bathroom. Like it's not really like a bathroom you write home about, but also like maybe he found a table, he put it in there, and they keep their little toiletries and the shaving things on that table by the sink, so they can actually have some space. I am putting Grandpa's teeth on that table. They are giving me a hard time because they were floating and then they didn't sit back far enough, but I love that table. And we're just adding a little mat that came with the bathroom clutter, adding a little bathroom clutter. And yeah, so I think all that said, I think the color scheme here changes a little bit to more like creams and whites, kind of to match the dresser, because I love that dresser and I don't use it a lot. And that little spot in there is slottable. I love a good slottable. So yeah. And yeah, I'm looking for some bedside tables. Some bedside tables in this game are absolutely massive, and I know someone said it's so you can see them when you're like not like close to the item, but like I will venture you can make them to scale, and they'd be visible. And it's a bedside table. I don't particularly need to see it that much. Like, oh my God. And I'm just looking at those and I'm like, God, those are enormous. Did I leave those there? I think I did. I hate those. I'm not gonna lie to you. I found that Canon, and it comes in like regular Canon colors. So I'm like, yeah, sure, we have a Canon in here. That's fine. So, with the new games in the Growing Together pack, Get Together, Growing Together, Jesus. Okay, they could be a little more diverse in the naming of these packs. They could. But there's a card table, and it adds symbols and puzzles. So now, if you have Johnny Tupa 2, we have like 5 games in game that your Sims can sit down at that table and play. They can do cards, Don't Wake the Llama, symbols, sabacc, and puzzles. So that's fun, entertainment, and yeah, we're just kind of adding some accoutrements. I'm kidding. We're just adding some little furniture and stuff to the room, make it a little more lively and stuff. I wish blinds and windows slotted where they're like supposed to on a window. It gets tiring. You have to move the window each and every time you want to put a blind there and make it make sense. So yeah, add a little curtain over here, and then we'll just put some of the blinds from, I want to say it's My First Pets. Did these blinds come in My First Pets? Or the kids' room? I don't know. One of those packs. Very nice. I use these blinds all the time, actually. I wish they had like an open option, but beggars can't choose. And yeah, so yeah, we changed the color on that bed, add the little mirror to the top, and I said this on stream, I love those family slottable portrait picture thing. Amazing. Like, absolutely wonderful, show stopping, always working, always doing it. Another bus, club, another club, show stopping, brilliant, never been done before. Oh, amazing. It's just, I just love those. Like I do. And apparently, they're actually something that you have to get gold on a family reunion to get. So you have to work for them in game. But yeah, now we are coming down to the basement, and I didn't know what to do. So I was like, ooh, a lot of space. Why did I do this to myself? And so I'm sitting here thinking, I guess, like, what do I do? And yeah, thinking, it was giving random to me. So I think the direction we went in is a room that has random stuff. So also, we are incorporating a young person into the house. So we kind of down there put the things that can't fit in his room, like maybe like a video game system and stuff, but just like stuff that Grandpa had that he can't really fit upstairs. It's just kind of put down here. And then there's laundry. There's laundry in every one of these units in the same spot. In everyone. So there's uniformity here with the um, with the layout. The layouts are exactly the same, and then the laundry and the walls and the flooring. That's where the uniformity is, and then beyond there, it's up to the sim to have their own special little touch of creativity onto the house, and that's kind of what I like in these builds like these, where there's clearly more than one family unit that's supposed to be on one lot. Just kind of how do you decorate a space that looks the same? Excuse me. And yeah, so we're moving on. We're just the person who lives here, in my mind, the person who lives here just has a lot of stuff, and there's stuff everywhere. So under the stairs, we're just adding a little clutter just to kind of make the room, feel the way it's supposed to. Like, Grandpa just has like a shitload of books just stacked everywhere, just things in tubs and boxes and, little, as Devin Bumpkin says, trinkety bits. I love that. So yeah, and then I took the bikes from inside and put them inside because, I feel like this is like a new thing. And the bikes will maybe move outside once they're kind of like moved in and settled and the teenager is a little more comfortable. And then also that is a child's bike because, I feel like the bike Grandpa maybe had for him, he hadn't ridden in a while because he hadn't been here in a while. So we do have to get him a new bike. And I know I'll go a little over in the storylines when I haven't even created these Sims, or I would have put pictures in those slots. But, that's my building style, is that I'll build and then I'm just like, who lives here? Who lives here? Who is like, so that's why I kind of do that. But in this little room, it can be a spare bedroom. Probably perfect for stayovers. I feel like maybe when Grandpa's son was alive, he was maybe in the room upstairs, and then he went his own way and had his own kid, and this spare bedroom was maybe for when he came back over and had maybe the kid with him. The kid could sleep in this room, and yeah, they never came by very much. And then, under tragic circumstances, this grandson moves in, and so this room is kind of gone unused. It's got like some trunks in it. That came with werewolves. It's really nice, and yeah, it's like he just kind of put stuff in here as well, but also kind of wanted to keep it available for if somebody came over, did a little stay over, but it's just been kind of unused for a while. There are spider webs. Grandpa never goes in here because what reason does he have? And so there's a couple, yeah, we're looking for those spider webs that came with werewolves, not werewolves, vampires. And then I actually did do some of like a little chipped wall. I saw this piece, the little wall art that came with growing together, and I was like, oh my god, that's nice. Because it looks like they have a lady who is like a brown lady who is in like garb, like there's like a turban and like a draped shawl kind of thing that looks really nice. And I don't want to say African garb because that just sounds vaguely like nothing. So, but yeah, it just it looked very nice. So wanted to add it in the house. And there's a keepsake box in here, which I'm excited to kind of actually play with in game. I haven't touched that yet, but there's just one in here that maybe some like the kid put in one time when he was here when he was younger. He probably put something in there just to be like, tee, something in there. But yeah, it's been years since his room has been touched, and now the teenager, he's upstairs, so nobody goes in there. And I love this piano. It's like the perfect piano. I feel like all the pianos we have in game are very grand, like a baby grand piano. But this one just seems like something a music teacher would have in their house. And maybe Grandpa taught music way back in the day. Maybe he was like an artistic, creative person, because I know he did end up putting like an easel and some canvases down here. So yeah, I just feel like this piano just seems like something he would have accumulated, and he doesn't have space for it upstairs, so it's just kind of down here. And then around all his stuff in here, we've we had like this kind of sectional couch that was too nice to not use. Like he had this couch, but it didn't fit his decor upstairs, but he just couldn't get rid of it. That's a nice couch, so we just kind of chucked it down here. And I feel like the teenager's like, oh, okay, cool, I'll just set my game up down here on this like couch in this little basement nobody ever goes in. And yeah, that's kind of where we got with that. I love that the piano, you can put stuff on top of it. I don't think I did. I actually, I don't think I actually noticed that when I was building. I was like, oh, I can put stuff on that piano. I'm like watching it back now, like, oh, I can put stuff on that piano. So I didn't. But again, with there's some blinds down here, just to kind of add some window dressings. I'm really bad about like anything I know I normally forget in a build, I will be hyper conscious about putting them there. So like trash cans, bathrooms, and blinds, window dressings, I'm like, I gotta put those down. So it might be an afterthought, but I will go back and do it. And got a little picture of a B-52 because we were in the war. I'm kidding, I don't know. And yeah, I just wanted to add some extra little trinkety bits. It takes me out every time. But I wanted to add some extra little pieces down here. I just feel like they tell a very like cohesive story. Like when you kind of just have like one of my favorite kind of things that I'm noticing I like to do is like just a junky room. I do enjoy building like a room that just has a bunch of junk in it. Like I made a consignment shop that looks like a yard sale. Come on, bus. The thrift and boba tea. Yeah, like it's a consignment shop, and it looks so nice because it's like a junky kind of looking house that just has a bunch of stuff thrown. There's like a jet ski, and then there's skis and a bike, stacked up around a bunch of boxes and stuff. It's all, so I love a good junky build. So down here I was like, yeah, he just puts stuff down here when he doesn't know what to do with it. He just throws it down here, but it's slowly but surely becoming a like a livable space, like a lived-in space, because I feel like the only person that's ever down here is the teenager. So yeah, thought that would be fun for him, and so I'm actually looking for those canvases And I don't think I actually found the ones I thought I was looking for, but I did find some because there are actually, I don't know if I want to say several, but there's a good amount. There's like, well, two, but I couldn't find the other one. But yeah, I spent quite an embarrassing amount of time looking for it actually. So still looking. Mm-hmm. You'll find it. It's okay. Everybody's so creative. I'm kidding. So that was the wrong context to use that. But anyways, yeah, he still past me is still looking for that, and I'm finding more and more things just to kind of put out, just because I'm finding stuff, and yeah, running through all the clutter and everything in game. It's just a yeah, there's so much, and I put a little window unit into that room because, you know, maybe it's hot down here. Who knows? And yeah, Uncle found it. He found it. So yeah, just wanted to add a little art to the space, and then put an easel in there, but that one looked too nice. And I wanted to use one that looked like it had been used. And yeah, so there we go. Save your game, folks. If you are watching this in the background as you build yourself, because I am known by me uh, to very much while I am building, go and like watch something, like watch another build, even if I just have, even if it's just like not even a voiceover, but just a like they got music playing. It's kind of like you're listening to music. You glance over, you're like, "Ooh, that's coming together nice," and then you go back to what you're doing. I just, yeah, I love watching people's builds and stuff, and see what they do and how they do it. Also, get a tip or two. Um, do y'all consider that stealing? Like I adore Devin Bumpkin. I love his build style and stuff, and he did this thing with bathrooms for a while where he would like put, well, maybe not a while, but I've seen him do it a couple times, where he would put like a wall, and if the bathroom space was big, he would put like a wall kind of in front of the door, like maybe two squares in, like a square in, and then put a mirror. And I did that for so many bathrooms. I honestly still kind of use that sometimes. And I'm like, what am I gonna do here? This room needs a little, um, put that little wall there and put a mirror. I love it. Like kind of like two squares, a square back from the door. You know, kind of adds a little space a little bit. Do two squares back though. But we are moving on. Let's talk about this build, and we are replicating the floor plan. So I decided not to like do one room in this unit and move on to the next, which was like kind of a weird instinct to do. I don't know what that was about, but I decided to just do one unit. And that really helped me kind of get like who lives here, whatever. You can see kind of off camera, I added a backyard space to the light blue unit on the far right. I do apologize. We get no footage of that. I didn't even take a screenshot of it. And there are screenshots at the end of this video. So stay tuned. And but yeah, so we're adding our doors and construction-y bits to the rest of the house. Well, the rest of the units, and but the second unit is not going to take us much time to really get into, to be honest with you, simply because it is empty. So yeah, it really is empty, but we'll get there. And there are wallpapers and things. I just love that art that came with growing together. The stuff now, somebody said this, and it is the truest thing ever. If you only have base game, you don't have very many packs, and you like family gameplay, the bundle for you is growing together. Somebody said high school years, but honestly, girl, you can skip that. Your Sims will go to high school. Um, Growing together, parenthood, pets. Honestly, cats and dogs. Um, and I would even throw in tiny living. Because if you could do a little family on a tiny house, the skills would be crazy. And you can figure out how to do that. And parenthood. Ooh, I can't remember the rest. But there was like a whole list of like the family packs um, that you could get to really make a cute little bundle. But parenthood and growing together. And I mean, honestly, high school would actually be a good pack for some family gameplay. But anyways, this second unit, very main character energy. The color scheme is just a little different. Went with some darker woods, and then also just some warmer colors in the kitchen area. And this unit is just being moved into. So the sim who lives here uh, doesn't have anything really set up yet. So there's like the basic stuff, the kitchen, the bathrooms. You'll have your appliances and things, but um, they don't really have any furniture. There's nothing really set up yet. They just kind of moved, a couple boxes in, and they're getting set up. Things are being delivered, and so yeah, that's kind of the vibe we wanted to go for in here. That's why I say it goes by very quickly because um, there's not really much in here. But I did want the kitchen to be a little different, just because they didn't need to be that uniform. We throw everybody has their own little creative spin that they like to do, and this is a fridge from Parenthood that I really like. And I will say, as far as the kitchen items from growing together, the stove is really nice. Um, the fridge looks like the one from Realm of Magic and Realm of Magique, and I don't love it. It's okay. I used it. It just, I don't know. It looks like an ice box, and like I don't mean that in a good way. Like it looks old, and I feel like that's maybe what they were going for. Like it's kind of like some, I don't know, like it looks like an old timey icebox to me, and I hate it. So, don't love that. But yeah, I got a little carried away. You saw me putting up those pans on the wall, and I was like, oh nope, we're not decorating yet. We're just putting up things, and I feel like these little blinds from Get to Work, I love and I use quite a lot. I love to size them down. They just look like normal blinds you would get from a Home Depot. So um, I like them. And yeah, so adding carpets and things to all the other units, and then upstairs, just putting some room items down, like, some boxes that, contain your room items. I do wish you could pack things into, look at me trying to decorate. I actually had just discovered the changing tables because I hadn't seen them yet, and that was me looking at them, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to like decorate." And for my Munch LP, Autumn Munch is gonna live here, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to decorate Joe's room so bad." And I was like, "Okay, don't reel it in, okay, reel it in." So, yeah, we're just simply doing, just the bare basics right now, just windows, floors, walls, all that jazz, and then that'll be something that gets decorated over time. Because one thing I like to do in my gameplay is like you have a space, but then you get a little more money, and then you're able to decorate a little bit more, and yeah. So that's what I like. And that's what I like. Okay, sorry. And excuse me, I have to sniff. Like, look, spring is coming in. The allergies are allergying. So we are going downstairs, and I wanted to see what like a completely unaltered, because Grandpa who lives in the unit next door has been there for a while, but I want to see what like a unit that was outfitted for someone who was just moving in would look like in the laundry room. So we put up those shelves because Grandpa's got those cabinets. I feel like he put them in himself. But we just got the little shelves up over here. There's nothing in the backyard. And yeah, we are moving on to the last unit because that's all there is in the second one. And this one, I wanted, like, different family. They decorate different. I want this house to look like when you walk in, you go, oh, they got kids. Like, like, the house is basically the kid's house. Like, that's what I want for you to see when you walk into this house. Like, like in Rugrats, which Dr. Gluhan was playing, he was streaming in the house that was decorated like the Rugrats house, and it was just like big open spaces, and I was like, God, that cartoon was weird. Um, but yeah, so I'm looking. I love that table that came with Growing Together. It's there. It does not stay. I wanted it to, but then I was like, they got like an infant in here. He can't be crawling around on like marble tables. He'll break him little teeth. And so, because babies bite stuff, so I can see a little infant pulling himself up on a little marble table and biting down, and then falling backwards and meh, because you don't hurt yourself. And yeah, so I wanted to put like the little clutters, like craft stuff, which I love. Like the kid, like I feel like this house has a mommy, a daddy. It's got a mom, a dad, a older, like a girl child, or like a girl child, and then like a baby boy, like an infant boy. So yeah, so I want it to look like there are children that live here. So like there are board games in the living room, and there's a video game, and she sits in the living room on the coffee table and does her little crafts and stuff, and um, you know, running around behind the baby. You just ain't got time to put all that mess up. And yeah, so I just like was finding all this fun like craft stuff, and things that just kind of there's like a little centerpiece on the coffee table, like the little kid is like you know working around the decor that the parents have and things. And yeah, we're just placing some decor, and the more like decor and stuff I placed, the more and more I was like, oh, they got kids. And like, so I just wanted it to be like in every aspect they got kids, even in color scheme. Not just like there's just a bunch of kid stuff around, but this house is colorful. It is bright. It is it's not how like a lot of like adults in adult spaces do things that are, you know, very saccharine or very Williams Sonoma. Like everything's very white and beige and tans and creams and stuff. It all everything look like Jackie I in the house. That's no shade. I love her, but everything is just like white and I don't want to call it sterile because it'll be white and warm, but like that's where the creams and beiges and stuff come in. But I wanted this space to look like, yeah, we've got kids and we're not afraid of a little color. So that's where we're going with that. I felt like we needed some extra furniture in here. I don't know if that chair stays, but it also looks cute enough to keep. It does look a little weird in its room, but also, you don't get all your furniture at the same time, and especially with kids, you see a piece and you're like, oh, the baby would love that. So, you kind of got like some, and I wanted these people to be just, I don't think they think they're tacky, but they love all of their pieces truly, seriously, but it's just a little tacky. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to really kind of showcase that about them in this house. Like they're just fun people who love color and they love their kids, and this is their kid's house and it's lived in, and they're not afraid to they're one of those people when you come in, they're like, excuse the mess. They didn't clean up for you. Oh, Joanna is coloring over here or whatever. Um, so I feel like even, oh my God, there's a missed opportunity. I just thought about this too. There's a total missed opportunity for mind blank. There's a total missed opportunity for like little like wall decals that are like scribbles, like like a kid drew on the walls or something. I think that would be really cute, especially in a pack like this. But I feel like, yeah, I wish we could have had that, because then I would have put those all over the walls, because you know they seem like the type. So yeah, there's a narrow space here, and the kitchen is prevalent in all three units. Same layout. So I wanted to do a dining room space here that felt big enough for everyone, and I still don't really know if they did. Like, I feel like one person is gonna have to eat in the living room, because it's like both parents, a kid, and then a baby. We've got space for three at this table, and somebody, probably dad, is going to end up eating in the living room in front of the TV, because kids are dirty, and they they mess things up. So you don't really want them sitting in the living room, spilling their spaghetti all over your floors. So yeah, just kind of really wanted to incorporate a high chair in this at this table, and then also I was like, ooh, wait, this would be a cute little space for, like, a little baby area. We keep the kid, like, maybe mom's a stay at home mom, and we just put a little pack and play right here behind the dining room, oh, in the kitchen, because it's technically the kitchen, but we put a little pack and play in the kitchen, because, like, look, we got to put the baby down, and we got to cook, and we got to clean up a little bit. So we need them where we can see them, but also, like, you know, mommy can't hold you right now, or daddy can't hold you right now, or parent is, whoever. But I love those little shelves that came with Dream Home Decorator, so we put them by the door. And, the fun, colorful swatches, because it's a fun, colorful house. And we are looking for some table clutter, just to put some clutter things. Full, I keep giggling because, full disclosure, I don't do a lot of voiceovers, and I've just been talking. And the funny thing about voiceovers, at least with the program I use, I feel like someone's gonna tell me, like, you could turn that off. You can hear yourself while you were recording. So I noticed in my last one, there were a lot of ums. And listen, can we work around the ums? Forgive me, I understand. It is a learning curve here, because I can genuinely hear my own voice, and it's making me giggle. And it throws me off. I'll be talking, and I'm just like, you sound like this. And so, like, so I just hear it in my head, and I'm just like evaluating my own voice at the same time. Um, yeah. So that's why there's a lot of ums and giggles and tee hee hees going on. If you're like, why are you keep laughing? I'm listening to myself and having thoughts. So yeah, anyways, this kitchen, again, we wanted it to be colorful, so we went with like and then we didn't want it to be like the same, like, pink and green that's in the living room. We want bright, okay? I want you to be standing in the living room looking through to the kitchen, like, none of this matches, but it all somehow makes this kitschy hodgepodge that I do love. And so I did want to incorporate another, like, color, so I did tie in some of the pinks from the living room into the kitchen. And yeah, so we've got, like, just like fun bright colors in here, and I just kind of really enjoy that. One thing I feel like in a lot of builds I see is that to make a build look good, you can make it devoid of color, and it will look good. So I kind of want to play with color to, kind of challenge myself. I like to challenge myself in a build. Sometimes they don't come out looking good. That's why you don't see them. But I was searching high and low for the new baby proof fences, because in this space right here, I was like, what do I want to do? And I was like, a place to put the baby down, another little place to put the baby down. And so I wanted to add, like, a little baby gate, something that looks kinder made. And I think it actually is the kinder made fence, is it? I think. And so, yeah, it's like a little small, tight space, but I feel like, yeah, we're gonna put a kid back there. the kid that lives here in my head is an infant, along with a child. And so, yes, for right now, you know, little infant goes in there. But eventually they'll age up to a toddler, and so they won't be able to go in the pack and play anymore. And now you got a baby gate that you can just put a toddler behind. So again, you can cook and clean up, and that kid is staying right there, not running all over your house, and not randomly getting the interaction to the getting the wander interaction, and they just start wandering around, and then all of a sudden you look, and then there's a kid walking down the stairs, not a Discord notification, and then there's just a kid walking down the stairs, and you're like, why are you going outside? Yeah, so the baby proof fences are probably the best thing. um like the baby proofing, yeah, because listen, trying to corral a Sims 4 toddler is like trying to corral a bunch of cats. And yeah, so that's fun. So I feel like whoever lives here will be quite busy because infants are a handful. Like, if you have an infant, that's what your gameplay is that infant. And it's so cute. It is so adorable. I'm really having fun with little baby TK over on my Twitch stream. He is Pierre and L. You heard these names before if you watched anything on the channel, and if you haven't, and you've honestly stuck around this long into this voiceover, thank you. How are you? Are you well today? Did you eat? I haven't. And I'm going to after this. So, but thank you so much. I appreciate everything and everyone, everywhere, all at once. And yeah, trying to figure out how to kind of like personalize its bathroom a little bit, give it their own little very colorful, cluttered touch. And yeah, so I just feel like there are parents, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a mom and a dad. It can be whoever you want it to be. Like there are plenty of queer parents and queer couples in my game, so it can honestly be whoever you want. But the point here is color. I just really wanted one of these units to be like the most like, oh my god, it smells like baby wipes in here. Like, you come in the door, there is a kid crying. You see like colorful shelves, and there are shoes everywhere. And then there's just a little kid picking his nose, staring at you, and the mom's like, "Say hi, Johnny." Like, or like very that. Um, so I put some of those the everyday clutter kit bags by the door because those and they come on like they're like on a little hook. I love that item. So, and then I was still trying to figure out how to personalize this little space right here, like the bathroom. So we use the everyday the bathroom clutter wall decals with the little cat, just to kind of be like, hey, there's a bathroom in here. And I just felt like they would very much be those types of people. And yeah, so down here, again, this house is totally dedicated to children. And so we've kind of got this like little setup down here because, this first floor basement, it is a basement area. And they're like, ooh, what can we do with this space? We don't really have a lot that could go in there. I feel like they don't have a whole lot of extra stuff. These seem like people who the stuff they have, they use. So they're like, hey, let's kind of DIY our own little movie theater down here for the kids. And, they can invite nieces and nephews and nibblings and neighborhood kids over and stuff. And then they've got like popcorn and ice cream down here. And yeah, so put up a little projector. They got some golf clubs and rigged up a little sheet, and definitely made do with the best that they had. So love that for them. And I am searching for something here. I don't remember what it was, but we are looking at wall decals and things and such forth of that nature. Yeah, so I was about to say, what am I looking for? But or I was probably like changing my music or something. And yeah, so we put up a little extra pictures. Feel like that picture from the kids' room. I think they came with kids' room. You know, like maybe those are like some little. I almost said K-pop girls, but they're not Korean. So, but like I feel like they're like maybe in a musical group. Like one of those girls. I love it. I almost said Dua Lipa, but that is not them. Dua Lipa, sure. Let's call them. Um, what is that group's name? And why do I keep wanting to call them Dua Lipa? Anyway, this video is like an hour long almost. So forgive me if I ramble and I go on tangents. I haven't actually done the voiceover for a video for this long. This is actually quite long. For me at least. In a voiceover, I stream and I talk the whole time. So it's not like new, but yeah, I'm rambling and I'm sorry. But you're here and I ramble. I'm sorry. That's like what happens if you if you don't know me. Hi, my name is Scotty and I ramble. So but yeah, we're under this stair area. I do want to still add some space. Put a little wagon there. Again, I think that came with another kid. You can clearly see I do. Unpopular opinion, I don't have a problem with the kids. Like any one of them. Like there's not a single kid that I detest. There are ones that I'm kind of like, that wasn't the best one. I don't like the worst kid I'll say is the country kitchen kid. And those cabinets, they're real. Every time I look at them, I'm like, I can really see they did put a lot of effort into these. There's just nothing anyways, I like the kid stuff and I use the kid stuff quite often. In this room, I feel like, this is their storage room. So they need to put like their little family activity stuff in there. So they got their bikes and there's like a spare potty in there for when, it used to be the other kids and now they just want to wait till the other kid ages up to a toddler to use the potty. And then the baby's old bassinet was down there. And yeah, just upstairs, I think in that bathroom, adding my favorite beaded curtain in the game and then putting a little potty next to there because, we're going to start potty training, eventually with that baby. And yeah, just add a little clutter. And I like to put the little light switches next to the doors. Those are just, they were so great. Oh my God, they were just so great. Excuse me. And yeah, so we are upstairs finally, and yeah, I'm like, what did I do in this? So I think I'm looking for something in particular, like, yeah, that thing. There's like a little shower caddy that came with one of the kits. I want to say the black bathroom clutter kit. And yeah, so just kind of making the bathroom a little more homey. And there's like a little cool towel rack that came with Growing Together that I like. And this room is the kids' room. And again, color splash, go boom. And then also, this was me familiarizing myself with the Growing Together pack. So I'm looking at stuff all in the pack. The kids are sharing a room. We could have used the activity room downstairs to give the kid their own room and then maybe put the baby's nursery up here. But I just feel like, no, we needed a storage room. This family would definitely prioritize that so they can have their things. And then, yeah, the kids would just share a room. I don't think they would consider it a big deal. Just because, like, I feel like they're such a closely knit family. And this probably was the older kid's nursery. And then turned into their room. And now, look, we're putting your little baby brother in here. And so I'm looking at all the beds and stuff. And, yeah, I think I like the bunk bed. I just don't know if it was giving me what I needed. So the one from Dream Home Decorator certainly was. And as I'm going, I think the color scheme of this room changes. Excuse me. Don't know why. Was going for very sterile white at first. Like, it was just kind of going to be like because the older kids are girls, so I was kind of going to add some like feminine colors in here, quote unquote. And I was like, no, I don't feel this wasn't the vibe for me because um, I kind of prefer that it be almost like gender neutral. Like in my head, the kid who occupies this room is a little girl and then her baby brother. But like it doesn't need to be like for a girl to live in here to be pink and baby blues and baby greens and like light quote unquote feminine colors, pastel colors basically, in soft pinks and reds. I didn't want that. I kind of wanted to add something that was just a little more, I think the word I'm going for is unisex, but blue and orange can be feminine. I mean, I don't know. Like I guess unisex is the right word. I just don't know why it's not rolling off the tongue for me. But yeah, so it's a little more unisex that kind of works for both the kids. And yeah, so I think it will work. I don't know how a child would feel about having to share a room with a baby. I think when you're a kid and your family has limited space and limited resources, things are just normal to you. And sometimes you might not even like it, but what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? So, I just feel like that's the situation, and the kid is, whether they're happy about it or not, this is their room, and so, yeah, would they probably like to not share a room with a baby who is just learning to sleep through the night? Probably, but then also it's just kind of feeling like it's a little bit of their normal. So yeah, we're just adding a little bit of extra, add a little extra to the room, make it feel very nice. And then come on, big steppy. Last room. So this is the last bedroom, and I really wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to give it a different layout. And so in that corner we kind of put the dresser, and then we put like drive everyone left the partition please. Put a little partition right there, so a little private dressing area right there, and it has a mirror on it as well, like a full body mirror, so you can kind of check your face in the mirror above the dresser, and then kind of turn around and look at yourself in the full bodied mirror that is in that little, I don't particularly know exactly the name of that. The item has like the kind of thing that has a name, but I can't remember it. So it's like a little room divider, but like a little partition sort of thing. Yeah, so we had like a little couch in here, and I wanted to make sure that both parents could get to that bed, and so we kind of moved a little bit out from the wall. That's why it's not centered with the wall over there, which is totally fine. And put a little alarm clock over on the other side on top of the nightstand, and yeah. Looking at the colors I added, they're like on the rug, like the furniture it's like pretty blue in here, and so I was like, yeah, we need to add a little color, and so we went with a red on the curtains, and I feel like they would definitely have like these like little nice crochet woven curtain thing that came in high school. Love those. And then we had like some colorful little family photos in there, and I feel like, yeah, it kind of has their little signature colorful style. And so here we go with the screenshots. And yeah, I'm gonna leave you here and enjoy the screenshots. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always prey on the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you, I'm not afraid to love you.
take a bite, take a bite. So sour candy. Take a bite, take a bite. So sour candy.